Hello fans of The Voice, AI Champ 08 here with your recap of The Voice performance show from last night. So we got 12 performances, a lot of stuff, so let's get right to it. So first up was last night was Holly's first performance, which was Blake's choice of When God-Fearing Women Get the Blues by Martina McBride. The last time I heard the song, I think I remember the last time I heard this one was when Carrie Underwood performed it on American Idol when she was competing. And when Carrie Underwood did it, she used a lot of attitude within her performance, which was what really amped it up. And I think Holly, did exactly the same, and I think it was really good. She brought that attitude, and I think overall it made for a slamming performance. Obviously, I've seen a lot of comments on Facebook and YouTube saying that Holly should be going home. I don't know. There were comments last week and she didn't go home, so we'll see what happens. You know what? She rocked it. End of story. So next up was Michelle Samuel with Somewhere Only We Know by Kien, which was Usher's choice of song for her. So Michelle's performance, I think, was very good. Just considering the fact that it was a good slow song. You're gonna mix it up with a lot. Her second song is gonna be a lot faster than that. But overall, honestly, there was one big thing with her performance that really gave it a good. It really just made it amazing was the control of dynamics in there, which is something that Shakira also commented on last night. It was like she started off in the soft register and then she kicked it up towards the middle and the end. And you know what? Perfect process to that performance. And she slammed it. So next up was the Swan Brothers with Wagon Wheel by Old Crow Medicine Show. People are saying, though, that this was the Darius Rucker version that they were doing. I've never heard the Darius Rucker version before. But personally, I like the Swan Brothers version of it. I felt like it just felt like a very chill out vibe. And it was just like one of those songs that you just get lost in the lyrics. It's good. It's very good. And you know what? The one part that I think was really good was the harmonies during the chorus. That was the part that I think really just made it very, just to the point that you get lost in it. Like that was what really made you get lost in the performance, which is really good, really really good. So next up was Sasha Allen with "Ain't No Way" by Aretha Franklin. Big one right there, but you know what? I would say Sasha, yeah, she killed it with that one. It was brilliant. The vocals were spot on this week. Even though it's been a little consistent, I think she really brought it in here, and I actually think this was her best performance to date. Very good. She did a very good job. So easily, I think if her second performance would be received as well as that, she should be safe this week. Yeah. So next up was Danielle Bradbury with "Shake the Sugar Tree" by Pam Tillis. Now, like Wagon Wheel, I've never heard this song either, but I loved hearing this song with Danielle's voice because it's just like there's something. I agree with the judges. There's something so pure about that. And it just sounds like it's just relaxing to listen to. And I think that's what you need to do sometimes. You just need to get that song that's just relaxing to listen to. And when you have a voice as pure as that, it makes it so easy. Just to be relaxed by that. So next up was Amber Carrington with "I Remember You" by Skid Row. Now it makes sense why she didn't know who Skid Row was. Like, yeah, it's basically before she was born. So they basically released that song before she was born, so it's kind of hard. But you know what? She slammed it as usual. It was good to see that rock side to her, and as usual, it worked. I don't. I don't know if it was the biggest standout performance last week, but it was still very good from her. That's the biggest standout performance last week. Because Skyfall, she took on that. That's pretty hard to beat that one. But overall, she did a really good job with this one. So then we get on to the second round, which like last season, they switched up the order for the second round. So first up in the second round was the Swan Brothers with Oki from Muskogee by Merle Haggard and the Strangers. Never heard the song, but it's interesting to know that this was probably one of the real original country songs. One of the real original ones. Didn't know that. It's good. You always learn something new through that. It's always good. But you know what? It just felt the vibe to it, like just like Wagon Wheel, felt like a very good, chilled out vibe. It felt like they're almost like explaining their city in a way, which is just so good because it shows that they're relating to something specific from their song. So it works in that way. Like, I don't know if they're gonna get through just because it's looking like people are not that happy with the Swan Brothers performances this week. But I hope they do, just because I liked both songs this week. So next up was Holly with My Wish by Rascal Flatts. Now Holly, I think it was good with Holly because she really went from one end of the spectrum, which was when she sang When God-Fearing Women Get the Blues. You're at this up-tempo rock side, and then you get to this one, and it's sort of back to that major power, that not exactly power ballad, not really. But it's just ballad side, and it's where she can use the power in her voice to sort of amplify the song and the performance a little bit. And overall, it works. I'm not sure if it'll keep her around for much longer, but we'll see what happens. And then we have probably the biggest standout performance of the night, which was Michelle Samuel with I Knew You Were Trouble by Taylor Swift. Now, with these shows, you always find that one performance where you cannot judge based on vocals, but you really have to judge based on how much emotion they are showing. You can see the emotion, the connection to that song, and it's just like, this was that song. This was that performance. This was that song. And you know what? Michelle was spot on with this song choice. Grand slam, home run, just anything good you can think of. This was what this performance was. Just flawless. Honestly, if she does not go through tonight, I will be very, very shocked. I will be very shocked. Oh my god. I will be very surprised if she does not go through tonight to the top 5. So next up was Amber with Crazy by Patsy Cline. Now, I didn't know this was as big a song as in the country music industry as it's being put out to be, but obviously it is. But Amber took it on, and I think it was very interesting with Amber because she definitely showed something that we've never seen before, and it was sort of a very soft side of Amber's voice, because all of her performances really have included a lot of power notes like Skyfall, Breakaway, I'm With You by Avril Lavigne. Even Stay by Rihanna. But this one was very different because it's just like it was just a very soft side to her voice. And it was very different, but I think it worked very well for Amber. And I think hopefully she sticks around next week because I feel like after Skyfall performance, as I said last week, I feel like she'll be in the final. I still feel like she'll be in the final. So next up was Danielle with A Little Bit Stronger by Sarah Evans, I believe it was. Yeah, it was Sarah Evans. Okay. Overall, this also allowed Danielle to show actually something that we never seen before. And actually, yeah, with that last power note at the end, that was something we'd never seen before because she's never really done that kind of note in there. So it was good to see that, and I think overall we had two very good performances from her, and I think she should get through based on these two performances. We'll see what happens though, because anything can, and things have happened. Stranger things have happened. And then last up was Sasha Allen with Before He Cheats. Now I really like this because originally when they said that was the song, I was thinking, are they trying to go for like some sort of statement to like, it's not just the country singers that can sing country songs? No, obviously that wasn't the statement because they sort of took that song choice, made it into sort of an R&B soul type vibe to it. And that was very interesting because that's what I love with these shows is that it just is when people make the songs their own, and that is what Sasha did. And I think it's going to be one of the standouts of the night, not quite the top standout of the night because Michelle kind of took that with I Knew You Were Trouble. But it's close. It's close up there. Yeah. It is very close to being right up there. So overall, I would say the three standout performances of the night, I would say would be both Sasha's performances and Michelle's performance of I Knew You Were Trouble would be right at the top. Right at the top on that one. Best of the night, definitely. I love the Swan Brothers song choices, but it doesn't look like people were feeling that. So I feel like, just based on this, I definitely think it's between the Swan Brothers and Holly tonight. But based on the fact that only one's going home tonight, and the Swan Brothers were in the bottom two in that first week out of Blake's group, I'm gonna say that the Swan Brothers are leaving tonight. I would love to hear everybody else's comments in the comment section below this video, and hope you enjoy watching the results show. Also, hope you enjoyed the performance show last night. Only 2 weeks left, people. Only 2 weeks left till the finale. Just remember that. Have a good day and have a good one.